It's not necessarily the snow we're dealing with, it's this strong wind. We'll talk about it coming up.
Now, from today's TMJ4, this is severe weather coverage from Storm Team 4.
And good morning, everybody. Here is a look at what we may be in for today. On the left side of your screen is the blizzard that buried Wisconsin in January of 1999. On the right side of the screen is all the snow that we have seen in southeast Wisconsin so far this morning, and there's more to come. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us here on Live at Daybreak. I'm Susan Kim.
I'm Diane Pathu, in for Vince Vitrano this week, who is in Texas following the Packers to the Super Bowl. Weather not much better over there. We'll talk to him shortly, but first we want to check your forecast and your traffic situation right here at home. We start with Storm Team forecaster Scott Steele.
Suze, Diane, good morning, everyone. I can't emphasize enough how bad I think things are going to get tonight. We're going to talk.
And good morning, everybody. We are waking up to whiteout conditions, whipping winds, low visibility, and snow drifts as tall as people.
Here is the big headline on the big blizzard right now. Stay off the roadways.
The snow continues. We don't know the snow that's in the air, if this is stuff that's blowing around or if this is new falling snow. I want to take you over here to this snow drift here at our Capitol Drive studios. I'm about 6'7". You can see how much snow is here. These are the windows here at TMJ4, which would normally be at about someone's waist. You can see this snow drift is well above the window line. There is a lot of snow. And the reason this is so valid to point out is that many of you may have this in front of your garage door when you try and open it this morning. And I think something that's very important for us to point out is that the first challenge for so many is going to be to get out of your own driveway. If you are stuck out there, it's going to take a long time for someone to respond. For a while, even the tow companies in Milwaukee County and Waukesha County were saying, we're not going to come out, it's too dangerous for us. Now, what I am hearing from Waukesha County is that some of the tow companies are agreeing to come back online to start removing these cars. This is some video that I shot in from my drive-in this morning from the southern suburbs. You can see cars stuck, people in there pushing their cars, plows doing their best. One of the problems, the plows will clear, in this case, 27th Street, and there will be a lane of traffic. But then as soon as the plow turns in an intersection, then it creates a huge mountain of snow.
Good morning, Susan and Melissa. We're just issuing now as we speak a second release. As you know, while people were sleeping, not us, but while people were sleeping last night, we did issue a release that said that the freeway system in Kenosha, Racine, and Walworth counties were impassable.
Now, from today's TMJ4, this is severe weather coverage from Storm Team 4.
And welcome to our severe weather coverage of Storm Team 4 here on Live at Daybreak this morning as we take a live look at conditions right now around southeast Wisconsin. In the upper left of your screen, you see Mitchell International Airport, the snow blowing and drifting everywhere. Milwaukee on the right side of your screen.
And in that shot in Milwaukee, you see just the snow blowing and drifting. And that's because we are a little bit closer to the lake. I'm assuming, I'm no meteorologist, but it's amazing how you can see that every picture is absolutely snow covered, but you can tell in Milwaukee that the snow is just blowing much more.
And the Waukesha camera, it's hard to tell the situation there, but we know that all the roads are snow covered. Side streets are horrible this morning. And of course, there on the right side of your screen, lower right, DOT cameras just giving you an idea of just how bad the roads are.
And we will be right on the edge of a wind chill advisory. I think we'll see wind chills in excess of 25 degrees below zero. So first it's the snow and the blowing snow and the blizzard conditions, and Caitlin, on the back edge of it, it's the bitter, frigid cold.
You just don't get a break the next few days here, Scott. All right, thanks. In a word, the roads are treacherous. Let's get a live look outside at our DOT cameras right now. Much of our viewing area is deemed impassable by DOT. We'll get to an overview of your road conditions in just a minute, but let's get a look at the map right now. This isn't even a fraction of the amount of accidents and spinouts and cars in the ditches that we have in the Milwaukee area. I guess the most pertinent information right now is that 794 northbound is closed closed at Oklahoma. There's reports of a 6-foot snow drift in that area, so plows are en route to take care of that and hopefully get that reopened very soon.
State, city, and county offices are closed, and that includes the court systems. Many school districts and businesses are also closed today.
Northwestern Mutual Life, Briggs & Stratton, Johnson Controls, and Potawatomi Bingo Casino are just some of the businesses that closed today. You, of course, can look at the bottom of your screen for updates on that. The big blizzard paralyzing southeast Wisconsin this morning.
Storm Team forecaster Lance Hill joins us live from outside our studios here on Capitol Drive to talk a little bit more about the conditions. And boy, Lance, it is just a mess out there.
It is. I mean, I don't even know exactly where to start. It is absolutely unbelievable. I've been covering weather as a broadcast meteorologist for 15 years, from Sioux City, Iowa to Indiana, across the Midwest, and I can honestly say I've never seen a storm rage at this pace. And one thing that stands out here that is really noticeable is the sound that this storm is making. You can hear the wind running through everything. I mean, it's raging out here. I guess the only thing I would compare it to, and of course this is a summer event, I covered back in 2004 Hurricane Ivan, when that hit the Gulf Coast down around Mobile, Alabama, and you know, I would say the conditions are about that extreme out here. I mean, that was a situation where you don't go outside. And again, I can attest to the fact that roads are impassable. I'll tell you, driving here on Port Washington Road, I ended up getting stuck trying to get on Capitol Drive. Especially the ramps and the back roads are absolutely drifted over, if not from the blowing snow and falling snow, from plows actually plowing across roadways and then, you know, stacking snow up. So there are cars just literally littering the roads along Port Washington and even Capitol Drive as well. So I ended up walking about a half a mile just to get here. As a meteorologist, I mean, it's amazing. It's an amazing storm to witness, and certainly something that we will be tracking for quite a while and talking about for quite a while. For now, live outside along East Capitol Drive on Milwaukee's north side, I'm Storm Team forecaster Lance Hill. Back to you guys inside.
All right, Lance. Well, thanks so much for your dedication. He's a trooper walking in this weather to get to work on time. So thanks very much. Welcome back to our special Storm Team 4 coverage of the big blizzard. Let's take a live look right now. This is Chicago, and they are under a state of emergency as well. And checking the NBC Chicago Twitter feed, 2,200 flights canceled at O'Hare, 250 flights canceled out of Midway, and it could take a few days to get things back up and running. And it looks as if no one's really going anywhere in the Chicago area either.
And I think you said, what, up to 19 inches?
Right. One initial report at O'Hare, 19.5 inches of snow.
Wow.
So dealing with a similar situation there, although it looks as if it's still snowing in Chicago. We want to check in with our reporters right now. First, we're going to start with our Lauren Lemanchik, who is live in Racine. Hi, Lauren.
Hi there. You know, the blizzard warning may have expired, but it is still really nasty here in Racine. We get these gusts of wind and the snow blows like crazy. Now, we just learned that another snow emergency has been declared for tonight here in Racine. So people are going to want to keep that in mind. Once again, you're not going to want to be parking on the streets here in Racine because they got a big job to do. And let me show you what's causing the problem, the drifting. So you look here at this side of the street. A few inches, not so bad. You look across the street here, and oh my goodness, those drifts, when I'm standing next to them, are over my head. Those are over 5.5 feet tall. So there's going to be a lot of work here for plows to do. I mean, this is the main street downtown, but talking to people, I know some of the side streets are still a mess. So once again, another snow emergency. You're going to want to avoid parking on the streets down here in Racine tonight. Of course, we've hardly seen anyone, so I don't think people in Racine are going to leave the house today, and that sounds like a perfect way to spend this day. So now let's send it over to Tom Murray, who is live in Whitefish Bay.
Well, good morning, Lauren, and the sun is shining here in Whitefish Bay. We can tell you the roads are getting a lot better. Still not a lot of traffic, and we see people using all kinds of alternative ways of transportation to get around, listening to those warnings for not using your car. And we are here with Jenny and Megan, who are both seniors at Whitefish Bay High School. And what are you guys out here doing today?
We are out here snowshoeing and having a ball, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Now, do you consider yourself to be professional or expert snowshoers?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't believe you.
Without a doubt.
So tell me what you're doing with your day off today.
We are just cruising around Whitefish Bay with our snowshoes, and we're going to go down to the beach and visit some friends. And
At the beach?
Oh yes, at the beach. We're going to go just run around and make snow angels and an igloo.
At Wisconsin and 25th, actually right now I'm standing in front of 25th, and this is Wisconsin. Let's pan over and show Wisconsin. You'll see that it is pretty clear so far. We've seen a lot of cars be able to get through here, as you'll see one car driving, I think, a little too fast, but it is clear. Here's the problem, though. As we take a look at our mass cam from up above, you'll be able to see folks trying to dig themselves out who parked overnight on these streets, and now they're stuck. They've got at least 2 to 3 feet of snow just blanketing them, and they're stuck on the side of the street, so they're trying to figure that out. Now let's come back down on the ground shot. You'll be able to see it looks like this is where they normally have you wait for the bus. Obviously, that is not happening today.
Our special storm team coverage resumes now with a live look out at Mitchell International Airport. And as that banner says right there, flights canceled until 5 p.m. this evening, although when they get things going, it's still a problem in much of the United States because a lot of other cities are now being affected by this storm.
A spokesperson at Mitchell International has encouraged anybody who's expecting somebody in or expecting to fly out to definitely stay home and just call ahead. Now we want to update you on some power outage information. We're going to go to our Diane Patthew, who is live in the newsroom. Good morning, Diane.
Good morning to you, ladies. In fact, I just drove by the airport on my way into work, and Layton Avenue, part of it anyway, is shut down with police officers there. In fact, that stranded vehicle right there is just one of several, and then you see the vehicle behind it right there. They have to make that turnaround. That's because a police officer is actually a squad car blocking that roadway right now. So that's a little update for you as we talk about the airport being closed still. 1,300 people still out of power in Racine and Kenosha and that whole area, the counties there, so that's still a problem. Also, 250 people are without power on Milwaukee's south side, this in the Lapham National area between basically 14th and 15th, so it still is a struggle for a lot of people. And I came into work, had a very rough time this morning, and unlike Brian's drive, my drive was actually exactly the opposite because I do come from southern Milwaukee County, and let me tell you, it is still very much a challenge.
Wow. Seriously. Last night, wow. And of course, the sun is out like you guys are talking about. We're still seeing those wind gusts over 30 miles per hour. And now they're starting to shift to the north and west, so making for new drifts around the area. Now, this is something I've been doing this here on Capitol and Humboldt for years. And normally there's plenty of traffic just cruising on by. You'll see an occasional car or two. Here's another thing. If you're out and about around the city, even on these main thoroughfares, everyone's walking in the street. Okay, so then there are all these people trying to get out of driveways, get onto the roads, and they're trying to see over these drifts and snowbanks that, like Tom Murray has been talking about, some over 7 feet tall. Speaking of which, we've been watching a snowdrift just get bigger and bigger over here. Now, this one's about 5 feet tall. And yeah, this might be sitting outside of your garage. It might be right over your car.
We have some good news on the roads right now. Let's get a live look outside at our DOT cameras. We have no full closures within the southeast Wisconsin area, and actually upgraded now from those impassable roads, which were 94 in Racine and Kenosha County, and the Rock Freeway from Beloit to Mugwanago. Those are now considered snow covered. Granted, we're not saying go out and drive on them. They're still quite dangerous, and actually those are going to be the worst routes in southern Wisconsin because those are in rural areas. But traffic can get through on them now, and we have no more full closures across the freeway system.
This is also a good time for a reminder about being careful to shovel because we got some tragic news into our newsroom.
Let's go to our Diane Patthew, who is live in the newsroom right now with more on this breaking news.
Good morning, ladies. Yeah, we just got a confirmation from the medical examiner, the Milwaukee County medical examiner, that there has been one shoveling-related death. And I'm being told as I check my computer here that it is an older gentleman from Milwaukee's northwest side. Don't have a lot of specifics yet. It's in the area in the neighborhood of 66th and Silver Spring. But
it's tough to measure this stuff, but in general, 5 to 8 inches to the northwest, 8 to 12 inches from Port to Mequon, down to Waukesha, Big Bend, and then from the north side of Milwaukee down to Kenosha, a foot to almost 2 feet of snow. Racine's reporting in at over 23 inches of snow. Snow drifts anywhere from 3 to 6 to even 8 feet of snow down to the south of us. It has been a wild night.